Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rick here with Gateway to Airguns, and we are going to be starting a whole new series. We have a bunch of products from our sponsors. In fact, if you want to see who our sponsors are, we got a whole bunch of them right here. The flies are out. I hate flies, so forgive me if I'm swatting at them. Yeah, you can check out our website, gatewaytoairguns.org. All of the banners you see are representative of the folks that help us keep the channel going, keep the site going, and actually help us produce these videos. So if you want to check them out, please check out our website, gatewaytoairguns.org. It's a great community. It's free to join, and hope you guys will come check it out. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Gamo Shadow Elite. This is a 22 cal. This is like an old school brake barrel. There's a fly. I got him. This is an old school brake barrel that, gosh, reminds me of what I was shooting back some 15 years ago. It is, you know, just straightforward a brake barrel. It's got a quiet whisper front end. It's got open sights. It's got a nice stock. It's got an adjustable cheek piece. It's actually kind of got some new features that Gamo has been using over the past few years, but back in like an old school format. So what we're going to do today, we're going to sit down. We're just going to start our testing. We're going to start our journey, really. One of the things I like to do is I like to bring you guys from like the beginning all the way through to success, if there's success to be had, right? So we're just going to show you the raw results. We're not going to doctor them, not going to fix them, not going to give you the best groups. We're just going to show you what we get, and you're going to see we get what we get, right? So today I've got, again, this gun in 22 cal. One of the things we're going to be doing is we will be getting some crony numbers. I do have the Platinum PBA. We're going to see how fast she shoots at 4,600 feet. So imagine if we were at sea level, flies again, if we were at sea level, you're going to get more power, more energy, more velocity, because the air that fills the cylinder is denser. And so when the piston compresses it and it fires, it's got, I really hate these flies, it's got more gas in the tank, let's just say. So up here at 4,600 feet, it's going to be a little bit off, maybe 75-ish foot per second. Plus or minus, but anyway, you guys get the idea. It is going to be altitude dependent, your performance you get with a brake barrel. So we've got our True Ballistic Crony. We're going to be running this today. This is provided by Utah Airguns. The rifle was sent over by GamoUsa, and this is an exclusive. So if this is something you want, you're going to have to check out their website. Just so you guys know, we will link in the video description profiles to all of the folks on our gatewaytoairguns.com page, where you can check out their sponsor page. You can find out about the products, actually reach out to them. We're going to have links to their products and all that stuff. We'll have them over there. If you guys want to check that out, again, links to those profiles will be in the video description. All right, let's get started. I'm connected. And the first thing we're going to do is just verify our zero. Let's go ahead and do that. I've got these awesome binoculars, right? So I'm going to start seeing if I can remember to look at this camera over here. We've got these awesome binoculars from Hawk Optics. They have an integrated laser rangefinder, which is stinking awesome. We are exactly 20 yards out. So Rick, why only 20 yards? Well, it's a good question. Primarily, it's a backyard gun, right? So I have a very large backyard. Hundreds of acres is my backyard. But most places probably have 20 to 30 yards. 30 yards would be a pretty large backyard. Got him. All right, 8 flies. All right, so 30 yards would be a pretty big backyard. 20 yards is about right. When I lived in Lake Havasu, 20 yards was all I could get. Maybe 21 if I just angled it just right. But it's pretty typical. And brake barrels are really ideal for that. They're quiet. They're just one cock, shoot, you're done. You can target shoot, you can shoot steel spinners, you can shoot paper, you can pest with them, you can even do small game hunting if you want to leave your backyard, go out in the field. Now there you might want to stretch it out a little bit further, and we will do some of that. I do want to see how far we can shoot this accurately, but before we get to that, we got to know what's it take to get the best results out of it. So we're going to start with that journey today. So first thing we're going to do is just get sighted in. Now, my experience is that the Gamo Red Fires are an ideal starting point for Gamo brake barrels. Their PCPs, not so much, but their brake barrels seem to really like them. Now, will that hold true with this? We'll find out. On the table here, I have Red Fires, PolyMags, Premiers, and 1589 JSBs. That's what we're starting with today. we will do more, again, as we go forward with our journey on the gun. All right, so I'm running a Hawk Air Max scope, so I replaced the bundled optic with something a little nicer. This is 4 to 12 by 50 adjustable objective mil dot, quite nice optic. All right.
646.
Okay, so if we're looking at energy, that is 14.3 foot-pounds, which is about right for this gun. It's not an ultra magnum at all. It's more in their sort of basic. It's not like the lower powered, like the CFX would be lower than this. The bone collector would be higher than this, and then the Magnum would be, again, higher than that. I'm gonna take one more sighter, and I'm just aiming at the center. We're gonna use that center target as a sighter, and then we're gonna shoot 10-shot groups with each of these pellets on the other targets, just for groups to see which one gives us the best results. Okay, I did better on that.
644.
Okay, so let's do some groups. 644, well, one was 646, that was 644. So far, pretty consistent. Top left group, let's just do 5 shots, see how she does. She's consistent. Talk about some of the features of the gun. Got the quiet front end, nice open sights. I like the stock. The trigger is their CAT trigger, which is technically quote unquote marketing adjustable. I argue that point. You can adjust the pull length of the first stage, but you have no control of the second stage. So you sort of just got to get used to it. Now, there are going to be people that tell you to make physical modifications to the trigger. I strongly suggest against that, or advise against that, because you really, if you hurt yourself or somebody else because of that, it's all on you, and you do not want that liability. That's my 2 cents. Okay, let's pull a little bit.
55.
Brake barrels do require a little bit of practice to shoot, and each one's a little different. So as we are learning, it looks like I am pushing a little to the left here. Okay.
655.
If it groups there, that's a simple scope adjustment to bring it into where we need it. We're at 14.7 foot-pounds now. That's certainly decent. The main thing you want to do is remain consistent on your hold. Yeah, it's grouping great. I just need to move the scope.
64.
Okay, up a little bit, 15.1. So wherever you hold this is where you got to hold it. Duh, right? Now, wherever you position your hand, it will make a difference. I think one of the videos we might want to do is show what happens if you like shoot off of a bag versus a hand versus sticks. If you guys want to see that, let me know and we'll work it in. It'd be a great sort of tutorial, because you buy these guns and you think you're going to be Johnny Sniper, and then all of a sudden you have a really hard time with consistent accuracy. Cannot tell you how critical technique is with these guns. It'll make you a better shot, but it does take some work. And because each one's different, man, if you shoot a lot of them, you got to remember exactly, how do I have to do that one again? And then you got to learn it again. Okay, here we go. Okay.
657.
Okay, so we got, let's just take a look at our numbers, right? So 20 foot per second spread, average is 652. That's, might as well say 14.5 foot-pounds. That's more than enough for squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, ratting, pesting, target shooting. It has not quite enough gas in the tank for me to want to try and shoot 50 yards. My experience is that you need about 750 at the muzzle to really have consistency of 50 yards. So if you're not getting that, you either need to find an ammo that will, or you need to reduce your expectations. So if you're wanting a 50-yard gun, I don't think this is it. If you want a nice, quiet, fun shooting backyard gun, this might be it. All right, Let's take a break from target shooting. Let's get some like max velocity numbers, right? So I've got, and I don't have these in my Crony, so really quickly, let me save this. Let me save this here. I'm going to save that. All right, if you haven't learned about or know about the True Ballistic Crony, it's freaking awesome. So you have this app, you can put your gun in there, and then every time you go to use this gun, you just pull up that profile, create, pick the pellet you're shooting, and it creates a string for each one. So you can go look at that gun, and you have a historical, you get a historical reference of all the times you've shot the doggone thing. It tells you the date, the time, it tells you some atmospheric information. It's really cool. All right, so let me switch this out for a different pellet. And I don't think I have these programmed in. These are the PBA Platinums. P-L-A-T PBA. So this is their Performance Ballistic Alloy. So it's super lightweight. Your lightest lead pellet's about 11.9 grains. These are 9 point something, you said, hon?
9.7, I believe.
Yeah, that's very light. But it's why they can get the velocities. And sometimes they shoot great. So who cares, right? If it shoots good, that's what you want, right? Gamo, here it is, right here. 9.7 grain, and we want to use that. All right, let's get back to our shot string, new string. Cool. Let's see what we're getting. I'm going to go for the sighter. And if we need to, I can go ahead and put another target up. So we'll see. Ooh, they go in hard. Oh, goodness. The problem with alloy, that one's bent. We're just going to waste that one. I'm going to go for the piggy way out in there. Okay. She timed out on me. And there we go. Okay. All right, let's try again. Sometimes the skirts are bent, so you'll want to watch that. But the alloy's very hard, and it can make it difficult to put in the breech. You're not going to want to shoot a lot of those.
882.
Okay, that's cooking. That's doing pretty good. Let's see. 16.8 feet per second. Excuse me, 16.8 foot-pounds. Excellent. All right. Let's see. Let's get some Crony numbers on these guys. Now, it's supposedly 1,000 foot per second with alloy. We're a little off that by 100 and some change. But I bet you if we were at sea level, we'd be 950, 960. We'd be pretty close. And I have shot this a bit, so it has been a bit broken in, so that's good. We're going to aim for the center target just as a sighter. Let's see where we're going.
886.
And that aim, I do not know where I hit. Okay, let's try again. I did not see where that went. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go down a little bit less on the... I don't quite need that much magnification. Okay, let's see here. Oh, it's way low. Oh my gosh.
88.
Okay, not great. So probably not going to be something you want to shoot for accuracy. And we're 880s for sure. Oh man, that hurts. But not 1,000.
$885.
Okay. I'm going to shoot a couple more and just see if that low left group actually groups. Wow, okay, well that one just fell in, so that one's not going to be a good one. I gotta love it. Well, I'm just going to burn this one. I'm going to aim for the 50 yard. You guys won't see it, but you might hear it. Oh, no.
892.
Yeah, that one was very... I see, now that's just dropping in, so that's interesting. Some of those I had to really push hard. Some of them are just dropping in, so that tells you they're not very consistent.
778.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? All right. I would not use these pellets for anything other than how fast can it potentially shoot. Last one, and then we're going to move on to something more usable. Try the PolyMags.
878.
Yeah. We're done with those. Those are kind of a waste of time. Other than we saw, I don't know what our highest was, 888, I guess? 892, excuse me. Which, yeah, 1,000 foot, it's off by 108 feet per second at its best day. If you were at sea level, you'd be much, much closer. So we're done with that. Let's move on to something more usable. All right, let's go to the PolyMags. They're a 16 grain hunting pellet. So we tried the red fires, which look very, very much like the PolyMags. Those were 15.4, 14 and some change foot-pounds. Almost, we got up to 15 actually. Let's see what the PolyMags do. So do I save it? I'm gonna save that just for giggles. And then we're going to do a new string. We're going to go to the profile, choose a different pellet. Let's see if I have the PolyMags in here. Okay, PolyMags have in the past been pretty good. Surprisingly so. I don't know why I'd say that. I don't know why I'd say surprisingly so, because they're essentially a JSB pellet, which is really good, with a little red polymer tip, which if you're hunting is awesome. Those went in the breech really nicely. Okay. Bottom left target, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm not even gonna try a sighter. Let's see here. We just want it on the paper, get a group. Yeah.
603.
Okay, a little slower. And that equates to 12.9 foot-pounds. Okay. Take another shot here. A little high left.
603.
Okay. It's very consistent with these lead pellets. Not so much with the alloys, but that's more the pellet than the gun. Okay.
604.
Ooh, yeah.
602.
Yep. Okay. Not ideal, is it? So the red fires did really well. Obviously, I need to move the group. The PolyMags, less so. Yeah, okay.
600.
All right.
9.
Relatively consistent, less power, 13 foot-pounds, so not ideal. Cross with premieres. We like to try these. Well, let me put it this way. People like me to try these because you just go down to the big box store and pick them up. So people like that. Let's go ahead and save this group. And we will switch out to the cross with premier hollow points. These are 14.3. And let's see how they do. Gosh, I love having all that programmed in. It's super nice. New string. And again, I think we're going to be okay with regards to we should be on the paper, let's just say. So I'm going to go upper right, and we're just going to go for it. Top right target. Okay, 13.7. We're kind of heading back towards that 14 and some change we had from the red fires. Ooh, way left.
670.
Okay. This is another one of those pellets that, yeah, it's weird. Some of them drop right in, and others you really got to push. When you have that, it means the head size is off. It's not consistent. When it's not consistent, you're not going to get consistent groups on target. So it's a little thing you can learn when you're shooting these brake barrels or any gun. Well, brake barrels primarily because you're having to shove it in there. You'll feel it. But if the head size is off between the pellets, that could be why you're seeing some accuracy issues. Okay, not too bad. Didn't capture that one. You know what? Let me do this. Okay, that got on there. We rotate this just a little bit. Okay. Back to top right. Certainly better than the PolyMags. Okay.
656.
Wow, we had like one kind of go left. The others are doing pretty good. Yeah, that one just dropped in really easy. They actually make a tool. It's one of the things I should reach out to the guy who makes them. It's a little jig, and you can actually size your pellet. So you kind of put it through a little hole, and they're all down to the hundredths, like 5 point. Well, that would be millimeters, wouldn't it be? 5.5 something. So it would be millimeters, or yeah, it would be 5.5 millimeters. So it'd be down. So we're dealing with millimeters versus inches, and yes. So like you have 551, 552, or 5549, or whatever, and you can actually drop them in these little holes, and you can sort your pellets. I don't have the patience for that, and I just grab a tin and use it. But there are some people that want to do that, and they get better results because they're hand picking their ammo. All right, here we go. Yeah, a little left.
651.
I don't know. I think the ones that fit more snugly, I'm going to shoot one more just for giggles. Seem to do better. All right. Yeah, okay. So, not great.
654.
Best we got was 670 at 14.3. Not great. We want to see better groups than that at 20 yards. So far, Red Fires, I think, delivered. Well, they definitely delivered the best group. Now, we have shot hunting pellets so far, other than the PBAs, which don't count. We're going to switch over to 15.89s. These are just domed pellets. Let's see how they do. I'm going to save this group. Let's see. Save. Profile, bullet. I'm going to do 15.89s. There it is. Use. Awesome. Same thing. We're just going to start shooting. I don't think we need to try to do a sighter because we're going to be pretty close. I thought when I mounted this scope it was not going to be back far enough, but the more I'm shooting it, it's actually pretty comfortable. I would prefer, the way these rails are set up is there's a pin right here to stop it from sliding because of the recoil. Man, I wish they brought this back another ½ inch. It would make life a lot easier. But this scope, which is the Air Max, actually lines up pretty nicely. It's not too bad at all. Bottom right target. And we have a... I'm going to save it again just in case. New string. Okay, here we go. JSP 15.89. Let's see how they do. Oh, way low.
92.
Wow, okay. Doesn't like those. You're going to learn, if you're new to this, if you're new to air gunning, just the differences in pellets is really crazy. And sometimes you're going to have different alloys, so the different mixtures of the lead. JSP is relatively soft, and it can drag in the bore a little bit and cause it to shoot a little slower. Now, these are a little heavier too, but they can also often be a softer alloy.
500.
Yeah, they're not good.
99.
I think the pellets choice at least today, are going to be the red fires. Yeah.
588.
Relatively consistent, but not very fast, are they? Yeah, they're all over.
500.
We'll do one more just to give us our 5, but yeah, those are all over. They're not going to be what you want. And now JSV makes a 14.3. That would be worth trying. Yeah.
570.
Okay, well guys, that's kind of it for today. What did we learn? Well, we learned that, boy, pellets can make a big difference on what kind of accuracy you're going to get, right? So if you've ever had a gun and you only have one pellet and you've shot it and it shoots like crap and you're like, this gun's crap, could be the gun, could be the scope, could be you, could be your pellet. There's lots of variables there, right? So having like a whole bunch of pellets that you can test, I can't tell you just the dynamic difference you will get when you find the right pellet, you got to find the right optic, you find the right hold, when everything clicks, it just works great. And that's what we want to do here and help you guys find here at the GTA. We want to help you get the most out of your air gun. Sometimes we have great results right out of the box. It's awesome. Sometimes we get this. We get what we get. We show you what we get. And we're just going to be honest with you. The gun performs or it doesn't. Yeah, we're just going to show you what we get. We're not going to try and sugarcoat it. We're not going to just show you the best stuff. We're going to show you from like the beginning all the way to the end. When we finally get the success and the consistency that we're hoping for, you guys will have been able to partake of the whole journey, right? From out of the box all the way through to, oh, that's how you make that work. That's what we want to do here at the GTA. We want to give you that whole learning experience that you guys can be successful. Today we learned the red fires, at least as a starting point, are definitely the way to go. These other pellets just didn't do well, and we learned that. And now we can move on to the next thing. We'll go try another stack of pellets in our next video and see how we do. But for now, that's going to be it. My name's Rick here with Gateway to Airguns. If you guys have questions, want to leave comments, please do so down there. We'll do our best to keep up with them. And also, if you want to learn more about anything you see on the table here, this gun, the scope, the chronograph, the ammo, that kind of stuff, we'll have links to our sponsors' profiles that's on our page. You guys can go look at their stuff, and then from there you can jump over to the website if you like. But we're trying to have to be a little bit of a buffer for YouTube's sake. Anyway, you guys, those links will be in the video descriptions. I want to say thank you guys for watching, and thank you for staying tuned. And go join the GTA if you haven't signed up. It's free to join. It's a great community where you guys can learn a ton about air guns. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.